Go ahead.
Shiv had
that's a good story.
Put a Viper and a Raptor on the side of his jet because Loco and I went out. Loco flying the Raptor. We went out and did high aspect BFM. And so the first time fighting Shiv, like, well, he's an A-10, so I'm just going to go straight up once we hit the merge. And turns out old Shiv, as I look across the circle, is going straight up as well. I'm like, well, this is an interesting move. It's a bold move, Cotton. But as he's like 2.5 miles away from me and nose is falling through the horizon, he calls a snap. I'm like, well, I mean, I guess it's a big old bullet, but I was in the HUD at some point, so it's just going to fly across the circle, for 2.5 miles. It probably would hit me. I don't know. But stirred up the entire world. I occasionally see that article pop up with a A-10 with the side of a silhouette of a Raptor and a Viper on there, and everyone's just losing their minds.
Yeah. I want to see those tapes.
I was like, I don't believe this. Shiv, if you're listening, God, give him credit.
Hey, you called it. It's on the plane.
Yeah. He went up. You know what? So I'll give him credit because I did not anticipate that he was going to go into the vertical, but he also knew that I was not anticipating that. So
we can go. We can go vertical once. We can go vertical once, and that's about it.
So I'm just going to keep going up. So I'll see you down there in a minute.
Yeah, sooner or later.
You gotta. I mean, you can just fight with the 135 degrees of aspect. Like that's your big defense. If you just point at us so we can't gun, you're like, dang it. So I fought a C-130. I don't know why we did this, but in Misawa, a C-130. Did you do that, Vader? I don't know if everybody got to, but they were just like, we just want to, practice our defensive reactions, whatever. So just gun us for 20 minutes. So it was a lot of fun, but it was actually like really challenging because the thing was going like 140 miles an hour with a 700-foot turning radius. So every time, you're like, you have to like start the engagement before he points at you. And then he's got to rotate all the way through so that you can kill him within the training rules or whatever. Anyway, it ended up being pretty tough. So it was mostly just like straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, killing the C-130. It was a lot of fun, but I assume A-10's, you can fight like that too, except for you shoot back, which would be not ideal.
Yeah. As the nose rotates through 30 millimeter all around you. Yeah. Well, I did the same thing with a C-17 when I was in South Carolina. And the thing that I was surprised that they were surprised about, they were like, okay, so we normally do our defensive reactions at 500 feet AGL or 1,000 feet AGL. And they were like, so we'll just do that. And then you can try to gun us. And I was like, no, like we can't do unlimited maneuvering at 1,000 feet over the water at 100 and some knots. And they're like, why not? I was like, because that is insane. So they were like upset that we had to set the floor at 5,000 feet and pretend that was the ground. But yeah, I wasn't in the airplane. I was trying to gun the airplane, but the way they explained it to me is like everybody picks a window and they're all, other than the pilot flying, is like staring out the window. And so they have these little like portholes on the back doors. And so literally I would go directly above the plane, like the C-17, and then try to pick a side to like pull some lead. And then that person would be like, he's over here, I imagine, and then they would like turn into me. And, but yeah, it wasn't the easiest thing. Like if you were trying to take that plane down, like it would not be like a zap and then you move on, you probably have a couple attempts to get it complete. I mean, maybe the A-10 could do it in one gun squeeze, but
probably.